Good morning, Royals. How are you? Today, I would like to make it super clear who this channel is for. It has been nearly a decade, exactly nearly 10 years, that I have been influencing high achievers, impacting them, working with them, guiding their inner scope. But it was done in silence. You will not find a video of me prior to the one you're listening to today. There's no sign of me on YouTube before now. There's a reason for that. And the reason is focus, and that I'm not selling entertainment and dreams and illusions like most people on Instagram and YouTube are. I am showing you expertise that is reserved for the 1%. And for that to be real, it had taken me a lot of silence. I could have very easily jumped on the trends, of the past few years. There's never shortage of trends, but there's always shortage of intellect and actual intelligence, especially coming from a beautiful woman, which, to people seems like a contradiction. We're still in the times where mainstream is that restricted in their consciousness. And this is why the first distinction in who this channel is for is it's not for mainstream, it's not for normies. Not gonna be the first person on your enlightenment journey, perhaps. The people who get to me have earned showing up in my world. It is never by coincidence. I really always attract a handful of highly intelligent and aware beings, whether it's men creating inner shifts that impact their life and their families and society as a whole as a result, or women going back to their feminine and creating a feminine career with my methodologies and learning a new way to approach being a woman and dealing with money from a place that does not resemble the hustle man-made protocols for or strategies, if you'd like, which are not optimized for women at all. In fact, have nothing to do with the understanding of the feminine way of making business. And so, if you love history, if you love awareness, if you love art, beauty, health, if you are someone that loves to evolve and be better 1% more every day, 1% more, that's all you need, then you found the right place. As I said, over the past 10 years and beyond that, really, this has been my journey since I was a kid. I was born for this. There are people who are born for something, and then there are people who want to learn it, embody it. Those are the people who need the strategy. And, I didn't trade corporate life for this for nothing. I actually had a lot of other options if I had wanted to disguise myself as something that's relatable, as people say, approachable. But our work is stepping outside of that and entering your royal era and rewiring yourself to step into your royal identity, and that is the identity from which your life really begins to shift, because no matter what you do on the outside, it will never be sustained if the inside is broken. So identity, when I've researched what is the deepest, most meaningful, and also hardest thing to mentor in, it is identity work. There's just a handful of people that are experts in the field. It's a very male-dominated field as well. Well, just like anything else, right? Even cooking is male-dominated. But it is interesting, right, that women, for the vast majority, although there's nothing wrong with selling a lipstick, but the restricting or limiting a woman's choices to that, having to, promote a little product or create a line, something related to, um, I don't know, just beauty in general. Nothing wrong with that, like I said. But beauty truly is also way more than that. It is not a costume, it is not something you draw on your face. It is too an identity, and nobody has an idea what that identity resembles, what it feels like, what it sounds like. And I'm blessed with a beautiful voice. I'm a singer also, not as in like I sing on stages, but I do private meetings for my fans where I sometimes sing. And I write and I like to sing every day. So it is part of who I am. Just I want you to know a little bit about who I am because I've been very private about that for a long time. Um, I am an author. I speak 6 languages. And I have very consciously chosen this path because I've seen its impact on the people who are ready. As I said, I'm not for the normies, I'm not for the mainstream. I am for those at the very top and who have kind of brushed up against the need for identity change because the people who are still in a phase of hunger for money, they just want to get more stuff. They still didn't wear the cool clothes. They haven't impressed the woman or man. They have a long way to go. Inner hunger is a real problem, and it's a real form of real poverty. So if you're still in that hoarding phase, by all means, finish that first because when you get here, your soul needs to be full, because we work with a higher level than just giving you things to hoard, new strategies to hoard the same way that you would do with clothes or makeup or for men money. And on this note, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun redesigning and re-engineering reality and identity. We're going to dive into forgotten history. I'm a big, big fan of real history. And I say real because most of what you're reading is fake. So I've been blessed to be part of certain elite circles that have access to very secret knowledge, I would say. Just books that are not available to the masses, even if you would want to buy them, they're just not available for sale. And you get to read the real stuff. You get to read from the mind of an incredible creator directly. And so I can tell you also that women's history has been erased, and that's why you will find stories on my channel about Empress Hurrem, La Sultana. I like her very much. And her relation to yaqeen, which is the art of deep certainty, which now I educate on in identity change. You will find stories you've never known, perspectives you've never known, case studies about my work that are real case studies to encourage you on your identity change path. When it comes to feminine career, the women I help build a category of one business. That's not for everyone either. None of the things I do are for everyone, obviously. This is for people who have a talent. You have to have had a talent. You may have forgotten about it and were pushed into a corporate and then realized it's not your place. And those are the women I work with. Why? Well, because there's only 2 types of businesses, or let's say three types. The bottom is impersonal business. This is where you detach completely from what you sell and you sell something the market needs, plain and simple. It's just a simple sales machine. If that's what you want, go ahead and do that. I'm not your mentor. The second is personal brands. Now, this has been very much popular in the past years. It's been people who who study a strategy to act as though they are a personal brand. It's the Kim Kardashian model, let's say. And you, it may or may not be real. I'll say that. And then you sell something through that storytelling. Again, if you're in this niche, good luck working for someone else because I'm not for you. Now, top of the pyramid is category of one business. This is who I work with. So at the top, there are people with real talent and their real life story, their authentic life story could be very impactful to many if they were to come out about it the right way and if they were to know how to strategize it and unpack it into a framework that is what we call a category of one, a replicable framework that people just like them can use to get to a result. Yeah. So, category of one businesswomen are not every single person dropping out of corporate. These are the people who got in, not convinced to begin with, people who are bigger than the corporate world in terms of their talents and skills and just intangible assets. As I, the larger scale of what I do is immaterial wealth advisory. And so these are the women I work with and empower. So now it is clear. So when I use the word elite, to me, what it means in my world is people with this level of awareness and value. And of course, material wealth usually follows that. It follows uniqueness of identity in a world of copies, a world where everybody's trying to be a copy of others and strategies that teach you how to be, exactly like the other million. My strategy is very specific to you being exactly who you are, right? Now, I also work a lot with men. A lot of my elite clients are men. The nature of this guidance was very feminine in the past. If you looked at history books, every emperor had what they used to refer to as a muse in the palace. These women are multidisciplinary, extremely talented, very beautiful. They're perceived as extremely unique, a rare asset. And so the king would follow their advice in what to do. And men receive a different guidance from a woman rather from another man, because it's not just about mentorship. It's about the calm, the feminine energy, the support. There is a touch of that you can't really get in a masculine driven strategy like do ABC and you're done. And the world needs to be softened. And I love how I run my world. It's not just a business. To me, it's never been really. It's a category of one business, which means it is my life. This is my life. So when we work together, these people usually become family to me. I work with a handful of people over years and years and years. Literally, for anyone new to come in, there needs to be someone that leaves space for you, because I have limited spots every year that are available, and then everything else can be digital. You can learn with me and from me through my channels. You can find me on Instagram under Dr. Eman Bensalem. You can also find me here on YouTube. You can join our Black Swan Leaders channel and enjoy some of the wisdom and elite perspective and worldview of how to be a category of one in life in general, and to bend reality to that and live from a place of full excitement and magic. Of course, a lot of people forgot how. A lot of people are extremely brainwashed, and so was I, right? We all went through the schooling system that programs us to be everything but magical. It's all about results in things that don't matter. It's all about normalizing the curve of exceptional talent. And so talent doesn't really have a place to thrive. When I look at even businesses, the type of people they work with, it's made for the mainstream because mainstream is the majority of people. But there is a deeper satisfaction in working with the 1%. And so follow, share, and welcome to my world. And I hope that this is the beginning of your royal era. Speak to you soon. This was Dr. Eman Bensalem.